What's something that people turn into their whole personality? I want to meet a really, seriously crazy guy and ask if he ever just wakes up occasionally and decides to just run with the simulation for a bit. You know, take a walk in the park, buy a hot dog, enjoy the trees. Or if literally every single waking moment of every day is just about whatever conspiracy has their attention. Sounds like definite mental illness. There was some obscure YouTube videos I dug up a while ago of some unwell man who believed in the Mandela effect. His evidence is that there are slight changes to the MTV logo where the TV part is in a different place to nowadays, and the actual evidence is a picture of someone's MTV tattoo that is lost on a hard drive somewhere. I mean, there is the obvious fact that a tattoo isn't an official logo and can have mistakes, but that guy was too far gone for logic like that. Anyway, some of the videos were just him walking around with his wife and kids who appeared entirely disconnected from the conspiracy world. But he would point things out and sort of ramble about the Mandela effect and get them to agree that robots have changed the timeline or some shit. I felt bad for all of them and just kinda hope he got help because it wasn't the usual YouTuber shtick of scheduled uploads or playing a fake character. I don't. All I have to go on is my own experience. But, see, expecting a group of people known to passionately do the opposite of what they're told, who are hateful and distrusting of the government to hate and mistrust the government and passionately do the opposite of what they're told? Seems like a safe bet to me. Everything else I could say about it I've said to the anti-vax crowd 100 times and I just don't have the patience anymore. I guarantee I don't have the full picture, but conspiracy theorists are fairly low on my list of people to understand TBH. Be skeptical, but be reasonable. Okay. I can tell you that the reason I've been going to the park and grocery store and such is not because I was told not to. It's because those are normal things to do. Okay. So now I have to get into semantics. I don't mean literally going shopping or to the park. I mean ignoring guidelines therein like wearing masks, washing hands, and distancing. And when you're being told to do these things because there's a health hazard and blatantly don't because you think you're being lied to in some capacity, that is not what normal is when the majority are now wearing masks. Normalcy is typically socially defined by the majority. You could also define normal as the way things typically are rather than the way things suddenly came to be. People conspire. Holidays, your birth, and even life development. A tribe called Quest conspired to create the low-end theory. And when those who look down on conspiracy theorists, remember we all conspire theories amongst ourselves about everything. This speaks to me about why I avoid ever deliberately going on Facebook to just scroll through my feed. I don't consider myself some sort of meme connoisseur or meme elitist or anything, but for some reason I still get irrationally bothered by people using bad memes or using memes wrong, and I don't want to see people I know IRL and just get flashbacks of their shit memes. Then when that happens I think to myself, wow, I really am some sort of meme shitlord, huh? I can't even focus on talking to this person because I'm just thinking about how much I hate their Facebook posts. To be fair, I hate people for their Facebook posts that aren't memes as well. You're not alone. Memes are the language of the younger generations. Y'all grew up with social media and spent a lot of your formative years discussing tiny details about pictures that other people posted online, which in turn created a generation of people very attuned to nuance and who conflate their social media identity with their IRL identity. Judging others for their shit memes is a symptom of your exclusive experience. It's kinda like all of those old-fashioned manners books filled with the do's and don'ts of proper society or grammar. Except the society is online. Judging others is still bad, you're not getting a pass there, but as a Gen X person, I can assure you that I do not see what you are seeing when we both look at the same meme. I'm actually almost exclusively referring to people my own age, and younger, when I talk about getting irrationally upset about bad memes or misusing a format. That's a factor in what makes it particularly bothersome. I'm probably more forgiving for older people memes than most, they have an excuse. That's pretty much what I use it for, along with some people who I only really communicate with over Facebook Messenger and some linked accounts. Fully deleting my account would be pretty inconvenient and I have no irresistible urge to engage with Facebook, so deleting it for the sake of mental or emotional health isn't really necessary. Sometimes you go on Facebook for something else, though, and you just sort of zone out and start scrolling. I'm pretty quickly reminded, oh yeah, this is why I don't fucking go on Facebook. All of my friends and family suck. I really only started using Facebook every few days to look at memes from a group dedicated to my favorite book series. They're really good most of the time, and while I know they have Reddit users, I never see the memes from that group on the meme sub here. Otherwise the feed is nothing but ads, shitty angry political memes, shared motivational posts, and recently I've noticed a lot of people talking about houseplants. Can't even say I use Messenger a lot anymore. Used to use it for group chats with friends, but we've all moved to Discord, so now it's just sitting there unused. If it weren't for those memes and a couple friends I like to check up on, I'd just straight up stop using it. My cousin calls them memes even though there can't be any way he hasn't heard it said correctly. He kept making me look at memes on his phone one day, and they were like weird boomer Marmaduke Family Circus type shit with political shit edited in the dialogue. Definitely not anything I recognized as a meme, so maybe his memes are something different in his head. Something different and stupid. I'd understand not knowing how to pronounce it a few years ago, but these days, memes are acknowledged on the news, in YouTube videos, in cable TV shows. It'd take a pretty significant lack of exposure to never have heard the word spoken before. Assuming your cousin isn't trolling or pronouncing it that way ironically, it's almost impressive to not know. I think that's part generation, part just a type of person. A lot of older people, even those who aren't racist, sexist or homophobic, are still irritated by PC culture or cancel culture or having to worry about offending someone or not being able to say Merry Christmas to random. Conversely, there are definitely both younger and older people who aren't legitimately racist, sexist, homophobic, etc. They're just edgelords, trolls and or assholes and like riling people up. Exposing a specific demographic to something likely to offend them is probably the easiest form of controlling compared to putting effort into deliberately deceiving people. I had an ex who said she was British. But all that meant was watching Doctor Who snobbishly, and getting all of her facts wrong, drinking tea at high noon because she needed to because of her English blood. Not had an obsession or because of any cultural reason, but because she needed to or she'd go into withdrawal. She ate Triscuit crackers and called them biscuits because they were spelled similar and must have been the American version, although I'm pretty sure your biscuits are cookies here, not crackers. I wear black cardigans, verbally assault women, and physically assault my friends. When I look in the mirror, I can't help but say, which means fight in American. I grew my hair out long because I don't care, so now I have to wear it in a bun, and I don't care what people think, so shut fuck up, Hanja. I always leave an open wound on my hand, and go out of my way to show it to everyone so they are reminded that I am in control. When I see dogs being taken on walks, I get mad at them for not being free like I am. I can't have sex with my girlfriend anymore without forcing her to dress up as Mikasa or Historia, both of whom remind me of Armin. When I order fast food, I refuse to call them French fries and insist on calling them freedom fries. I just keep moving forward, until my enemies are destroyed. /S. My name is Yoshikage Kira. I'm 33 years old. My house is in the northeast section of Morio, where all the villas are, and I am not married. I work as an employee for the Keimu department stores, and I get home every day by 8 p.m. at the latest. I don't smoke, but I occasionally drink. I'm in bed by 11 p.m., and make sure I get 8 hours of sleep, no matter what. After having a glass of warm milk and doing about 20 minutes of stretches before going to bed, I usually have no problem sleeping until morning. Just like a baby, I wake up without any fatigue or stress in the morning. I was told there were no issues at my last checkup. I'm trying to explain that I'm a person who wishes to live a very quiet life. I take care not to trouble myself with any enemies, like winning and losing, that would cause me to lose sleep at night. That is how I deal with society, and I know that is what brings me happiness. Although, if I were to fight, I wouldn't lose to anyone. Some fans are kinda scary. Their whole life becomes dedication to a celebrity's. And it's not just their personality, they make everything around them about that person. Posters, music, merchandise, weird things bought on the internet, supposedly with relation to the subject of their obsession, and so on. I can't imagine being close to somebody before and after their transition into that life. It seems like it'd be scary. I see a lot of people talking about K-pop, but this is also really prominent in Chinese media. Fans are literally crazy, organized crazy, where they would go out and attack anyone who dared to say anything negative about their idols, guilt-tripping other fans for not buying like 3 copies of the same album because it meant they didn't love him/her enough. It's really unhealthy and cult-like. Herbalife. Having to literally explain to people that it's an MLM is so frustrating. They prey on small towns, create nutrition shops that sell $9 shakes when it's literally just Herbalife and is helping the owner barely break even. Happened in my small town, then out of nowhere 3 other branches popped up in the revolving small towns. Which basically means the owner conned 3 more into joining so that they can get their profit. There's a documentary out there called like 1 in a Million or something that breaks down the pyramid and how little people at the bottom are actually making. They also show that the shakes are nothing more than liquid laxative, so of course you're losing weight. Also, keto. Had a coworker get into Herbalife. She would take really crappy before pictures of herself slumped over with unwashed and unbrushed hair, ill-fitting clothes and shitty-ass lighting with a plain wall background. Her after pics would have freshly styled clean hair, full makeup, push-up bra and skin-tight clothes, bright lighting with pretty backgrounds. You could tell by her particular dye job the photos were basically taken back to back. I called her out on that crap so quick.